Make some noise for the three-time Kia NBA Most Valuable Player, Nikola Jokic.
Nikola Jokic just dropped last few days 55 points on 91% true shooting, which is completely insane, but here's what's even crazier. We're taking one of the greatest players of all time for granted while he's playing the best basketball of his career.
Jokic gonna heave, and count if it goes. Yes! Nikola Jokic!
And wait until you see in 10 minutes why this season might be the most dominant in NBA history, because the numbers he's putting up right now are literally defying the laws of basketball. We watch the NBA, we follow the games, but here's the thing we're completely missing. Jokic is putting together a season that's shattering every efficiency record ever recorded, and yet the discussions revolve around other players while the Joker is silently rewriting basketball history. Check the recent story when the Clippers faced Denver. Their coach Tyronn Lue said clearly, "Our game plan was to make him score, take away his passing, and take everybody else out of the game." Which sounds logical on paper because Jokic's career stats show that Denver has a record of 186-63 when he dishes 10 or more assists compared to only 22-15 when he scores 40 or more points. So LA executed the plan perfectly. Murray and Gordon combined for only 26 for 61 from the field. Jokic finished with just 6 assists, a season low for the playmaker who's currently leading the league in assists per game. But here's where it becomes completely absurd and where the Clippers' plan turned into a nightmare.
For the big Serbian. So Jokic with 18, that's the most he's had in a quarter this season.
Alright, we thought we'd seen everything with Jokic, 3-time MVP, NBA champion, but this performance against the Clippers exposes something totally different, something we've never really seen in league history. Jokic started slow, missing 3 of his first 4 shots, a left-handed layup in traffic, a little push shot after an offensive rebound, an open three-pointer, and then he literally stopped missing, erupting for 25 points in the first quarter alone, outscoring the Clippers' starting 5 combined while carrying the entire team on his back during the second night of a tough back-to-back. Here's what really kills defenses. 33 minutes, 23 shots. The Clippers double-teamed him, bodied him physically, tried everything they could, but nothing slowed him down because he simply answered by ripping the win away from LA with elite-level efficiency. At halftime, he already had 33 points, chopping down a double-digit Clippers lead to just 5 points, and then he opened the second half by converting his first 7 shots, a 19-point avalanche that completely flipped the game.
Talk about waking up a little bit. 2 quick, fast breaks for Denver. Kind of gets the juices flowing.
And after scoring 52 points on just 22 shots in 31 minutes through 3 quarters, coach Mike Malone brought him back midway through the fourth with a 19-point lead. David Adelman defended this decision by explaining he just wanted to close out the game against a team that can heat up from deep at any moment. 6 minutes later, the 130-116 win was sealed and Jokic walked off with 55 points, tying the NBA single-game season high held by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But here's what pushes this into legendary territory. 18 for 23 shooting, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and only 2 turnovers in 34 minutes, which is completely insane when we consider the amount of touches he had, all the decision-making he was responsible for, and the fact that the entire defense was keyed in on him.
During the breaks, I don't know, still him out. Who was with Collins and following Collins around.
But wait, because the numbers from this performance are literally going to blow your mind. And what we're about to see proves this night wasn't just a good game, it was pure art. So here's exactly how absurd this performance was. With the amount of touches and decisions he was responsible for while the entire defense focused on him, he turned the ball over just 2 times and barely missed anything, which breaks every conventional basketball wisdom we know. Check his shot chart right now because this gets ridiculous. 8 for 10 at the rim, 5 for 7 from mid-range, 5 for 6 from 3, 14 for 16 from the free throw line. He cooked Ivica Zubac and Brook Lopez in every possible way, sprinting off pin downs, popping to the arc after ball screens, facing up in the mid-range, bullying smaller defenders in the post, and slicing up double teams with calm surgical reads. According to GameScore, this performance against the Clippers wasn't just the best game of the season, it was the most productive game of his entire career, regular season or playoffs included, which feels unreal when we think of all the huge performances he's given us.
Hits.
Julian cheated way in.
Jokic gonna throw it up from way. Got it!
3 MVPs, 7 straight All-NBA selections, and now we might be watching the greatest version of Nikola Jokic ever. Here's what he's doing during Denver's 6-game win streak right now. 35.8 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists per game, shooting 73.9% from the field and 55.6% from three-point range, becoming the first player in NBA history to average a 35-point triple-double on 60+% shooting across a 6-game stretch. And because Jokic treats the record books like a Monday morning checklist, here's another completely absurd one. Only one player in NBA history has done all of this in the same season: a 50-point game, a 30-15 game, and a 25-plus point game without attempting a single free throw. That player is Nikola Jokic, and he did all of them in barely over a week, which shows this isn't just a hot streak. This is a complete systematic destruction of what we thought was possible in basketball. Stop right now. Let's really listen carefully, because what we're about to see about his touch and efficiency is going to completely change how we look at basketball. Alright, the only players in stats database who hit 3/4 of their attempts inside the arc for an entire season are Mitchell Robinson, DeAndre Jordan, Jackson Hayes, and Gary Payton II, and all those guys took fewer than 5 two-point shots per game. But Jokic is taking nearly 12, shooting from much farther distances, doing it against defenses built specifically to stop him, and still reducing everything to rubble. Here's what really kills teams. His touch is unlike anything the league has ever seen. Half hooks on the block, tip and putbacks around the rim, floaters, runners, mid-range turnarounds, and those Sombor shuffles that break defenders. It's like each of his fingerprints has its own brain, all working together to convince the rim to cooperate and turn from hard steel into the softest cotton for a quick moment. And Jokic pairs that touch with the strength to move any defender into the restricted area, the quickness to run the floor and create easy early offense, and a three-point stroke that's kept him above 40% from deep in each of the last 2 seasons. And when we add all of that together, we get scoring efficiency we've simply never seen before. Critical point right now, Jokic is shooting 68.4% from the field, which would be the highest mark ever for any player, averaging at least 10 shots a night, topping even Wilt Chamberlain's 1967 season, and his 77.3% true shooting percentage. Factoring in 2s, 3s, and free throws, is on pace to shatter the all-time record for qualifying players. Robert Williams currently holds the record at 74.5% in 2022-23 on a diet of dunks and layups. But what really breaks basketball logic with Jokic once again is the touch, because we swear we've never seen this dude miss a floater at the rim. And the wild part that might actually be the most impressive element of his entire game: his passing gets the headlines, but his touch is what silently destroys teams. Because these aren't easy shots. He's hitting high-arching floaters, running floaters, same foot, same hand push shots, little right-handed parachute shots off awkward angles, all with defenders draped on him. Wait now, because we're getting to the deepest level. What we're about to reveal about his total impact will prove this season is literally historic, and why no team has a solution. Alright, we're here now, the real bomb that nobody fully realizes. Jokic is shooting 68.4% from the field, which would set the all-time record. But here's what's even more sick. He's doing it while his touches, time of possession, and usage rate are all down year over year. His post-ups have dropped too, because David Adelman said the goal is to get him through games without having to run him through 25 post-ups a night. Shifting Jokic from the block to the elbows in the top of the key has been a major win for Denver's overall offensive ecosystem. Moving him higher on the floor pulls his defender out of the paint and opens up space for split actions, dribble handoffs, and backdoor cuts. And according to Synergy, Denver ranks second in possessions per game finished off cuts, scoring 1.39 points per possession, tied for 5th best in the league, with Jokic orchestrating the screen and cut movement-heavy attack, and with Denver's guards and wings happily feasting on the opportunities created by the attention he draws. The scoring efficiency is off the charts for a Nuggets offense that ranks #1 in the NBA per. Cleaning the glass, they're putting up 131.3 points per 100 non-garbage time possessions, with Jokic on the floor, a level of offensive production far beyond what even the best all-time offenses have posted. And it somehow feels like they still have another gear to reach, because Christian Brown and newcomer Cam Johnson are both shooting just 21% from 3, numbers that should rise as they continue getting the same high-quality looks. And those looks will keep coming because Jokic will keep creating them. Send extra help and he'll spoon-feed his teammates for easy buckets. Play him straight up and he'll torture you until you start sending help, and then he'll start spoon-feeding them again. It's a vicious cycle with no real answers. And here's the number that proves everything. He's on pace to set new all-time records in win shares per 48 minutes, while leading the league in both rebounding and assists per game, something no player has ever done for a full season, which means we're witnessing basketball perfection in real time. So here's the full story. Nikola Jokic isn't just chasing another MVP, he's chasing perfect basketball, shooting 68.4% from the field for potentially the all-time record, averaging a triple-double while leading the league in rebounds and assists, all with the highest efficiency we've ever seen. And Denver has the best offense in the NBA, while he's dominating without even forcing it. Now, the real question I'm asking you, is this Jokic season already the greatest individual season in NBA history, or is he still missing something to surpass the legendary seasons from Jordan, LeBron, and Curry? Drop your answer in the comments because I really want to know what you think. If you think Jokic is the most dominant player in the league right now, hit that like button, subscribe, because I'm going to keep covering this historic season. Catch you in the next one. Peace.